It's very, very important. So please keep that in mind. If someone facing interviews on DevOps, there will be a damn sure questions on Jenkins and damn sure questions on Git. Sometimes they're not asking Maven. Sometimes they're not asking Tomcat. But Git, Jenkins, it's very important. Very, very important. So what is this Jenkins? So what is this Jenkins? Anyone? Anyone know about it? What is Jenkins? Sorry? That's right. So it's a continuous integration tool. So Jenkins popularly known for continuous integration. People call for short CI. It is a continuous integration tool. See, however, right, it can do continuous deployments also. It's popularly known for CI, continuous integration. It has the capability to do continuous deployments. They call it as CD. So in the demo, I explained what is CI and CD, but still let's go through that one more time. So what exactly continuous integration is, so why it is, how it benefits the team. The DevOps itself, right, it got started from CI. So everything got from continuous integration. So there was a time where there was only CI. Only CI. Like we used to have a Jenkins. It used to run builds every day. There are some issues. It used to trigger an email to the team and they used to fix it. So sometime back, there was only continuous integration. From there, all the things started into this DevOps. CI, CD, what else? Configuration management, correct? And infrastructure as code. So all these things came on top of this one. So everything got started with continuous integration. Now, what is this CI? It's the interview question. They ask you what is CI and they ask you how it helps. Anyone here, what is continuous integration? Anyone here remember that? Okay. It's automating. Okay. Anything? Sorry? No, deployment doesn't come into this. It's only integration part. No, not infrastructure. See, it works like this. See, we have a set of developers. They develop code on their machines. Finally, where the push their changes, Git. Correct. So we have set of developers. They commit, they push the changes to some central repository. From there, The code, right, integrated code, goes through some build process that is called as continuous integration. Take this point. So what they do? Developers do changes to the code, first point, and frequently. What is that frequently? Almost every day. So before DevOps, when they used to push the changes to some common repository, once in a while, like once in a month, once in a 2 months. But when we are following DevOps, right, developers must commit changes almost every day. Let's say I did some development today, that should exist in the remote repository. I need to push it. So it should go through some build process. I mean to say it should be verified by the build process. And I mean, it makes sure nothing is wrong in my code. If something is wrong, I get an email immediately and I fix it. So followed by, right, it goes through some build process. How we build Java code? Maven. Uh-huh. Can you give more on that? Correct. Huh. You mean the implementation? I'm not getting the context. Huh. Huh. Correct. Right. So it automatically creates a defect or ticket. That's not different. That's different, right? That's out of this scope actually. See, let's say there is a new sprint, or we need to start with new development. So someone will finalize what needs to be taken care part of next release. Correct. Those things are created in Jira or Rally. Some tools are there for that. So someone will start the sprint. Correct. So once they start the sprint, developers get all their work. So every developer is assigned with a particular functionality, and from there it starts. So I'm talking about once changes comes to your Git. So once your latest changes available in the Git, take it, run through the a build process, a verification process, and that is called as integration. But we're doing this frequently, right? Or continuously. We're calling it as continuous integration. See, integration should happen at least once in a day, at least once. So that is the philosophy. Minimum once, maximum your convenience. You can run this every hour. You can run this every 15 minutes. It all depends on that client. It all depends on what kind of project it is, how they want it. But in continuous integration, right, it should happen at least once in a day, minimum once in a day. If it happens once in a month, we won't call it as continuous integration. No. So what happens in the build process, or what all can happen in this build process? So I'll be showing all those things in Jenkins, but I want to just give you an idea what exactly happens in that build process. What happens? Initially, the code is compiled, right? After that, run test cases. Better, let me call it as JUnit test cases. Let me give you some idea on what is JUnit. What is JUnit? How many of you know what is JUnit here? It is a Java framework. See, first of all, it is a Java framework used for automating unit testing. Who do unit testing? Developers. So one option, manual. So write the code, manually go and verify each and every scenario and make sure that functionality is working. That is manual approach. But in DevOps, do we encourage manual process? We never. We never do that. So what developers do, right, once the code is developed, they go and write JUnit test cases. So what is a JUnit test cases? They are automating unit testing. That is called as a JUnit test case. So if you want to take that, you can take that. It's a framework to automate unit testing. Who writes JUnit? Developers write JUnit. In which language? If it is Java, they write it in Java. See, let's say my project is 5 years old. Today I'm implementing a new feature. Do we test only that new feature? Or we also need to test existing features? Existing also. Why? Impact. So we're making sure something else or existing code, existing functionality, they're not impacted, correct? So it's not like I implemented something new today, I test this and I will give it to the customer. No. If there is a change, what are the change it is, let it be small, big, we need to make sure the existing code is working the way it was working previously, right? How to make sure that? One is manual, other one is automation. So developers, they keep writing test cases, correct? Let's say it's 10 years old, there are 10,000 test cases. So manually executing all 10,000 test cases, making sure everything is working proper, might take lots of time, correct? So now with help of JUnit, just Maven test, MVN test. You just run this MVN test, what it does? It will execute all the test cases, let it be 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 test cases, and it gives a report for you. If some test case fails, what happens? Your build fails, correct? So JUnit is a framework to automate unit testing. Who do unit testing? Developers do unit testing. So we can integrate this part of a build process. Do I need to do something extra for this in Maven? No, it works automatically. So no need to configure something extra for this. So when you compile or when you say MVN package, it automatically executes test cases. That's the benefit of having Maven. But in case of Ant, we need to configure that. What else we can do? We create a package. This is a standard process wherever you go, whichever project it is. This is a standard process. So when you say build or when you say CI, these are the things happen part of that CI. Who configure all those things? We should do that. Correct? So it also can be exe file. So when how you install a software sometimes you download it's a exe, you double click that, you can install it. So there might be some projects where they're not creating var.er, they are creating exe files or .msi files, MSI files, Microsoft installer files, right? It can be anything. So finally we're creating a package. So once we get the package right, we can deploy and we can use that one. What is next? So unit testing is one, and just testing a particular piece of code. Integration meaning a complete functionality, end-to-end functionality. So who do integration testing? Developers also do that, but it's mainly done by a testing team. How it can be automated? Selenium is one option there. Who do this? It's done by testing team. So what we are doing there, we're just clubbing the pieces. So we are not writing any JUnit, we are not writing any Java code or Selenium code. We're trying to orchestrate or we're trying to integrate all those things in the DevOps process. So what else? We also can integrate with static code analysis tools. So why this is important in DevOps? See, a developer write code, once it is written, someone does a review on the code. So the developers cannot write the code the way they like. There are some best practices, correct? All those things should be followed. So previously, who used to verify all those things? The peers, the developers, the other team member, other developer. Yes, I am a developer. He reviews my code. He is a developer. I review his code. That's the manual process we used to have previously. Now we also can automate that. So we will give this source code to some tool. The tool will tell what's the problem in the code. So what is this Sonar Q? It's a tool. We call it as the static code analysis tool, which gives a report about your source code. So why this is important? Why we should integrate this here? Anyone? So what's the advantage here? So why we really want to do this? See, one problem is, right, if we improve the code quality, bugs will go down. Correct? That's the agenda. So how to improve this code quality? Someone should manually review that and tell this is not good, correct? And suggest what should be the right one in this place. Otherwise, we need some tools which makes our life easy. SonarQube is a tool which makes developers' life easy. They can just focus on what needs to be implemented, rather focusing on is it written well, are there any issues in the code. So those things are automatically taken care by your SonarQube. See, it will not find the bugs in runtime. That's the reason they're calling it as a static code analysis tool. It's not going to tell there's a defect or not. It's going to tell is the code correct or not. Is it going to cause some issues like memory issues or thread deadlock issues? Those things are figured out. Or performance based issues. That's why I'm using class X. So there might be a performance issue in that. It will suggest use class Y. Those things are done by your SonarQube. So we will cover SonarQube also for you. So what is SonarQube now? It's a tool which gives a report about your code. Let me show some screenshots for this. I want to give you just a overview. Yes, I want this. See, this is your SonarQube. What it says, how many blockers are there? 0. How many critical issues are there in the code? 6. How many major? 4. Minor? 0. Info? 0. This is the kind of report we generally get. So in the company side, the model is, the standard is, there should not be any blockers. So blockers must be always 0. Sometimes some companies, some teams, they accept critical issues. Correct? And they even accept major issues. But there should not be a blocker. Blocker meaning it's going to break your code. It's going to break your functionality. So who is doing all those things? No one is sitting there and manually giving this report. A tool is giving this for us. If I drill down right, it will tell which line of code it is, what's the problem with that particular code, so what should be the replacement for that. So everything is given by this SonarQube tool. That's the benefit of having SonarQube. Our job is to integrate with SonarQube, so publish these reports to SonarQube. Who needs to take action on that? Developers need to take action on that. So there is an option, if there are blockers, we can fail the build. Those things will come forever. The management will tell, hey DevOps, if blockers are there, fail the build. If my build fails, what happens? A report goes back to the development team. There I will tell why it failed. They need to fix it. Then only we will go and create that package. So these are the requirements we generally get part of the DevOps. They might say integrate with Sonar. They might say integrate with Nexus. Or they might say deploy the code into some X environment, Y environment. I explained, right? I explained, right, why SonarQube is useful. All of you got it? Yeah. So we will be showing how to set up this SonarQube and how to integrate our project with SonarQube. Those things we'll cover. That also we will. Okay. Next one. Integration with Java code coverage. If you put all these tools right in the CV, then only they get to know you guys really work and you guys have some real-time experience. So what is this Java code coverage? Anyone works here on this? Any question? No answer. Okay. So developers write code. They also should write code for JUnits. See, they should implement the functionality. That's the main responsibility of the developer. Followed by, they also should write test cases. JUnit test cases. What generally happens? They write code and they never write JUnit test cases. That's a general mentality developers have. They focus on the development. Once the development is done, if there are no defects, they forget about test cases. That's common. That's common. So now, what we generally do, we force them to write more JUnit test cases. Our DevOps process, right? As part of this process, we put some integration, and using that integration, I will tell if it is not covered 80%, I will fail your build. So no other option for it. He needs to write that JUnit test cases. So what this Java code coverage tells. So this is a tool. It takes a source code, it takes your test cases, it will tell how much JUnits are covered, how much JUnit test cases are written. Let's say Hari is a developer, he developed the code, he didn't write test cases for that. What it tells now? 0%. If it is 0%, what we do? We fail the build. We don't care. The functionality may be working, we don't care, but there is no test cases. So we fail it. So how we fail it? Or do we manually go and check how many lines of test case written, all those things? No. There are tools for that. See, Java code coverage or Jacoco, we have different tools for that. Jacoco is one tool. Correct? I'm going to cover this one for you. So it is a tool which tells how much test cases written by the developers. It will give you the percentages actually, like 80%, 60%, 40%. Managers put some benchmark saying any new development, they must cover 80%. We have 85%. That's the minimum. If it is below 85%, their code won't go to production. They need to fix it. It's mandatory for that. So integration with Java code coverage tools like Jacoco. See, JS stands for Java, CO is code, again CO is coverage. Jacoco tool. Yeah, please take this one. What is Jacoco tool? It's a framework which tells how much percentage of JUnit test cases are written. Here, everything is automated. Correct? So now, the IT world is like this. No manual. If someone wants to work in IT without coding, please, there is no jobs for that. So let it be DevOps, let it be testing, let it be development. The complete industry is focusing on automation. It doesn't mean once everything is automated, we are gone. There will be changes always. There will be a change. Every time client will say, I want this, I want that. It doesn't mean that we are automating everything. So once everything is automated, we won't be having jobs for that. We will be having. Because every time there will be new requirements coming up. What is the role of support engineer with Jenkins? Even I'm not sure. I don't think so. There will be a support engineer of Jenkins. So generally, Jenkins is taken care by the team itself. The DevOps will take care, or build release people will take care of Jenkins. There won't be a separate support team for that. So what else? Huh. So let's say we are building a jar. That team depends on this jar. So where to maintain this jar file? Which repository? Not center. If it is center, it's public remote repository. So Sonatype Nexus. So there is a software called as Sonatype Nexus. We use this to set up a remote repository. And we will configure the project, Maven project, when I call mvn deploy, where this artifact is deployed into the Nexus. That will. So this is what generally happens part of your continuous integration. This is the max. So once all these checks are done, we get a war file. If any of these checks fails, we won't get a war file. Correct. So once we get a war file, what is next? Deploy. That is your CD. That we'll see later. So first let's understand how to set up all this. Continuous integration part. So where to orchestrate? We need some server, we need some software which takes code from Git, which uses Maven to build, which gets integrated with Selenium testing, which gets integrated with SonarQube, Jacoco, right, Nexus, all those things. That tool is Jenkins. We're going to integrate, we're going to do all those things part of Jenkins. You see, what is Jenkins now? It's a continuous integration server. That's the reason we're calling it as a CS server. Any questions? Sorry? It can be anything. It can be anything. It can be Maven, it can be Ant, it can be Make Tool, it can be MS Build, anything. See, remember this, Jenkins is not specific to a Java. Jenkins is a tool you can do CI for any kind of application. Please keep that in mind. So Jenkins is not only meant for Java. I mean to say, not meant for doing CI for Java. It can be .NET, it can be C, C++, Node, Angular, anything. Remember that. Explain 2 times, guys. I don't want to bore you guys. Again explaining 3 times, guys. If she wants me to explain SonarQube, okay, that's fine, that's fine. So next, so what is next now? We need Jenkins server. So we need a machine. On that, we need to install Jenkins server. On that, we need to do all those things for n number of jobs. I mean, n number of projects. There might be 50 projects, there might be 100 projects, correct? We're not going to work on one project. Remember that. There is minimum going to be 5, 6, 50, 60 also, not one job, one project. Next one, please. Let's see how to install and how to configure Jenkins. How to install and configure Jenkins on Linux machine. So where to get Linux machine? Cloud. EC2. All of you know that, I think, here. Yeah. So we need one server, virtual machine. On that, I want to set up my continuous integration process for all the projects I deal with or our team deals with. Yeah, step 1, launch EC2 instance in AWS. And log into that. Okay. So we already have this one. But I named it as a Jenkins server, but Jenkins is not installed on that. Correct. So anyways, you make sure you have one machine so where we're going to set up the Jenkins for us. And let me start this. Yeah, let's connect to this. It's very easy. Setting up Jenkins is very easy. So let me Google that Jenkins site. They will give the steps for us how to install that. And sorry, there is a prerequisite for this. So we need to have Java installed because Jenkins is developed using Java. It requires Java there. So make a point on this. A prerequisite, a prerequisite for Jenkins is JDK. JDK. Why? Jenkins itself is developed using Java. So to run this Jenkins, you need Java there. That's the point. You can take that also. So Jenkins itself is written in Java. Jenkins itself is written in Java. So Java is required. that's one reason why. And what's the second reason why? Sorry, second reason we need this Java. I'm going to build Java projects. For that also we need JDK. So all of you know how to install JDK there? Yeah, I'm not going to that. How to check? Yes, it is there. If Java C is there, Java is there, meaning JR is there. So Google for Jenkins download. Pick up the first link, jenkins.io/download. Click this one. See, you come to this downloads. So can you see some options there? Download Jenkins for Docker, right? For Mac. Which one is ours? Red Hat, right? So I'm using Amazon Linux, which is ultimately built from Red Hat Linux. So click this. See that? Those are the 3 steps we need to do. We need to execute this command, followed by this one, followed by this one. So I'll try to ping this in WhatsApp group. If you want the link actually. So copy this. All copy paste work only. So we're not going to think something big and write code here. You should know what you want to do, and Google, it will tell how to do it. Yeah, it should be sudo m install. Make sure have that sudo permission. Say yes. See, where is the machine? Cloud. Is it using my internet or cloud internet? That's really fast. See, it's like 2.1 MB per second. My internet may be slow because lots of people using it at the same time, right? So it uses the internet of the cloud. So it's done now. That's installation part. Next, I need to configure and I need to create one admin user. Using that user, I can do all my activities in this Jenkins. Yeah, next one. Configuring Jenkins. So one is installation part. The next one is configuring Jenkins. See, Jenkins is a web-based application. How we access that? You are using a browser. Using a browser. Come back. So what is the public IP of this? This is the public IP. So can I use Jenkins using this IP address? Yes, we can. If you open your browser, that's the IP address of my Jenkins server, but Jenkins itself runs on a port number. What is the port number of that? By default, it is 8080. Yeah. Open the web browser. put IP address colon 8080. And one more good thing is most of the automation can be done without writing scripts because Jenkins comes with lots of plugins. So whatever use case you have, search for the plugin, download it, install it, use it. So that way, right, most of the cases, we are not going to write script for that. So without writing script, we can maximum 99% of the work can be done with help of plugins. There might be rare cases where we need some custom which is not available as a plugin, then we should write a script for that. What's the problem? Hmm? I didn't start the server. Installation is done. We can change. That is in a different machine. I'll show you. The Tomcat is a separate server. This is a separate server. But it will clash. Two applications cannot run on the same port in the same machine. Obviously. Let's say you want to run Tomcat and Jenkins both on one server. You can run one at a time. Let's say Tomcat is up, you can't up Jenkins. So one option is change the port number of Jenkins or port number of Tomcat. Yes, we need to do that. Yes. We can change. We can change. So what's the problem now? Server is not running there. How to start the server? Take the time. So sudo service name is Jenkins, and the action is start. So, yeah, it takes some time to come up. It says, please wait, Jenkins is getting ready to work. So let's wait for it. So early we used to have different steps. So we used to first get uh, initial admin password. So field that next it tells, create the admin user and so on. But if something is different, something is wrong, let me check this one. Let's go through this. Even I see this process nearly first time. So it's asking us to create admin user first. Let me call it as Java home password. Hmm. Uh-huh. Something maybe I already have this information on this. One second, please. This is the page I should get. So yeah, sorry. So this is the page I should get first. I don't know why it gave a different page. So you'll get this one. What it says now. So this is first time activity. Installation and this second step. These two are one time activity. We're not going to do this again and again. So what it tells, right? First we need to unlock this Jenkins. How to unlock it? It says there is a one-time password or initial password in your server. In this path, take that password, put it here and say continue. So, sorry, you copy this, go back to your git bash, do cat. What is a cat? To display the content of a file. Paste it. That's the initial password. One time, only first time when you set up. So copy this, paste in this administrator password field. Remember, this password was only first time, only this time. Second time onwards, this doesn't work. So click continue there. See, everything is given for you there. Uh, what they're saying, just follow that. Your Jenkins is configured. So I don't want this to, yeah. We unlock Jenkins, first step. The second step, customize Jenkins. So as I said, right, Jenkins is driven by plugins. It's asking you, you want me to install the recommended plugins or you're going to tell what plugins you need. Which is easiest one? First one is easy because no need to pick what you need there. So all suggested plugins are installed by default for you. So select install suggested plugins. So when you click that, it starts installing all those plugins into your Jenkins machine. See something SSH Slaves plugin, Mailer plugin, Git plugin, Gradle plugin, LDAP, correct? So lots of plugins are there. And make sure you're doing this in a very good internet connection. If there is some issue with the internet connection, right, you'll be getting into trouble. So nowadays, every mobile provider is giving 1 GB per day, right? So go with that. Yes, we're almost done. Next step, we need to create one admin user. See the password which we gave in the first step, that's one time password. Only initial password, it's not every time password. So it's asking us to create account. So create one admin account. So once I have one admin account, I can add more users if required. and be very careful in this. Don't say continue as admin. You have to click save and finish. If you click continue as admin, again you're gone. Your account is not created and you won't be able to log in. So please underline this. Save and finish. Don't click this, which is highlighted in this. Save and finish. So Jenkins is ready. The installation setup is done for us. Click. See this. This is our Jenkins. Nothing is there. It's empty as of now. So now you can log out and log in all the things. See, I can log out. So next time onwards, if not again say configure, it's configured now. So next time onwards, when I put this URL and this port number, right, what it shows? It shows me this login page because everything is configured. So I need to put my username, password, and login. Yeah, that's where we come back. So till this point, any questions? Take task. Simple. What I did, you have to do it. Correct, correct, yeah. Yes. There will be some configuration file. Go and change there, yes. So I will try to cover more details, how to troubleshoot. See, creating jobs is easy there. But if something goes wrong, how to troubleshoot that? That's very important for us. So let me try to cover maximum required for your job. So please today uh, launch EC2, or if you have EC2 already, use it. You guys did Maven, use the same, that's enough. The same machine, install Jenkins and configure Jenkins and come to this page. Create one admin user and come to this page. Okay. So now, let's start with a simple requirement. Now we are DevOps engineers, correct? Let's say there is a new client and the client's requirement is this. He has a web project. Otherwise, client has Maven based web project. A source code, right? It is in Git. So take the code from the Git and create a war file. A simple one. So tomorrow again my client might say integrate with SonarQube. You might ask integrate with uh, integration testing or integrate with Jacoco, or you say deploy this to this server, that server. So we need to automate this process using Jenkins. I don't want to sit there typing clone once I get the CD into the project and run MVN package, all those things. Now my client should tell where is that source code. Let's say this is the URL we are going to use for all our examples. That's the URL. And which branch to build? Master. So what all tools required on Jenkins? Git is required because clone or pull the latest changes. What else is required? Maven is required and Java is required because it is a Java project. Java compilers must be there, correct? And for build we need Maven and we also need Git. So make sure your machine has all of them. So we already installed Maven on the same machine. We installed Git also. Jenkins now. What else is missing? JDK is also there. But if something is missing, go and make sure those things are installed on this machine. Let's go and implement this requirement. Yeah. So in Jenkins we call it as a job. So I need to create a job which does these things for me. Yeah. Next point. To create a job in Jenkins. Create a job in Jenkins. So that's a convention. We call jobs, Jenkins jobs. What is a job here? It can be pretty much any task. Maybe creating a folder, deleting a folder, compiling a code. It can be anything. So Jenkins can do anything for you. There is no limitation there. Let's say you want to move a file from one repository to, one server to other server. Can we do that with help of Jenkins? Yes. So in Jenkins, job is pretty much any task. Any task. Not only this, it can be anything. Let's start. So where to start from? New job. This is either click this one or new item. Both are same. Both are pointing to same link. So name your item or name your job. So generally we follow the project names there. What is the project name? My web. So in real time, we generally have different environments, development environment, staging, QA, all those things. Sometimes, right, we do maintain jobs specific to that environment. In that case, I'm calling it as dev. Got it? Let's say I'm creating this job for production deployment. It should be prod. By seeing the name, we understand what is this job, where it's deployed. Where it's going to deploy. So I'm calling it as dev. That is the name. Project name hyphen the environment name. If you see the list here, one is freestyle project, pipeline project, many things are there. So I'm going with freestyle. Select freestyle project. freestyle project. Click OK. How to? We'll see. Mainly, right, we go for freestyle most often and pipeline. This pipeline is new in Jenkins 1.x, sorry, 2.x. Do remember the version of Jenkins. They ask this, which version of Jenkins you are using. How to check? When you install, you know which version you install. Just you forgot what you installed. How to check? Scroll down. In every page, bottom right corner, there is a version 2.46.3. No need to tell the complete version. You can just say 2.x or 1.x. Make sure of it. So let's go and click OK. So we are creating a new job. What that new job should do? This is a requirement, right? Now, see, in this new job, we have different tabs. Source code. Where is the source code? When to trigger this build process, and what is the build environment, and how to build it. So what you want to do after your build. This is a standard job tab when we see in Jenkins. We are naming it, that's the general information, and we need to describe, if you want to describe that, or you can leave it because it's optional. What's the next step? Source code. Where is my source code? Git. I need to select Git. What is the URL? It is given in your requirement, right? Copy that. Paste it. What about credentials now? Now it's a public repository. You don't need any credentials. Let's say if it's a private repository, then I need to provide my username, password. That can be done like this. Put your username, password, and select that one. Your Jenkins use this credentials for cloning that private repository. But now I don't need it because ours is public repository. Credentials, none, not required. So branches to build. Which branch to build? Master. By default, it's pointing to master. Let's say I want to build dev branch 1. Then put that branch name there. That's about your source code. Build triggers, I'm not going to talk in this job, in this section. It tells when to trigger a build. As I said, right, we can automate it. Whenever there is a change in Git, I can trigger this build. No need to go and click a button saying run this job. I can automate it. So there are different options. Let me cover these things in a second example, a third example. So build environment. Now, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about how to build it. To build. How to build? Using Maven. Click this link button. You have options like execute shell script or invoke ant or Gradle, which is our choice now. Maven. My requirement clearly says it is a Maven based project. I need to build that with help of Maven. Yeah. I selected invoke top level Maven target. Goal. So according to my client's requirement, what should be the command now? What's the command? How to create a package? MVN package. MVN package. But see, the actual command is this one. MVN package. Just hold on. What this label says there? It's asking you to tell what goal you want to execute. Don't put MVN there. Let's say you want to create a package, put package there. You want to deploy that to Nexus, then put deploy. So I need to mention only the goals. What is clean? Delete output folder. I want to delete the old output folder. Followed by package. That's all right. That's what my client is after. When I run this job, it should take the latest code from Git, it should build it, and it should give me a what file. Should I save? Save. This is a very simple one. There might be a complex job. So next time onwards, how to run this job? Just click build now, have a coffee, your what file will be ready. Something is wrong. We'll troubleshoot those things. That's not an issue. So now every time I'm not following that manual process. I'm not saying I'm not logging into that machine and I'm not saying git clone. Correct? I'm not running those things. So whenever you want this, right, just run this job. Whatever is configured in this job, those things are automatically executed. Even no need of clicking that manually buttons. No need to click the button manually there. You can even automate that process. I can tell my Jenkins if there is a change in Git, run this. But first I'm not talking about all the options. I'm just talking about how to create a simple job first. Then we'll talk about how to automate even more. See this. Red mark is failed. It failed. So how to troubleshoot why it failed? Logs. So click this symbol, this sphere. It opens your console output. See this. It is started by this guy. Cloning the data from the repository. Come down. What it says? It is executing MVN clean package. What's the issue? Command execution failed, and it says no such file or directory. You cannot run program MVN. What it says there? It's telling me I couldn't find MVN command. What could be the problem? Maybe Maven is not installed. How to check that? Go to your machine. This is gone. Let me close this one. So log into the machine. Try to run Maven command and check one. It says MVN not found, correct? It is there. In the server, MVN is there, but still it's not picking. So we did one troubleshooting, correct? So Maven is there, but still your Jenkins is not able to pick up that command. It's not able to pick up. So what's the solution now? Tell your Jenkins where to find that command. That's the only option now. So I need to tell my Jenkins where is my Maven, or how to find that Maven command, where to find that Maven command. Got it? Next one. So take this point first. See, job failed saying MVN command not found. Job failed. See, one point here. So while reading log file, right, be patient. Like you need lots of patience for that. How you know what went wrong? Only by reading this. Even if you tell me my job is not working, it failed, what I asked for, what error you are getting, correct? So this is very important for us. If something is wrong, read it completely. That tells you what is wrong. So based on that, we can fix it. What is it there? Job fail saying MVN not found. How to fix it? Yeah, in Jenkins, see one option make sure MVN is installed, but MVN is installed. Still, my Jenkins says not found. Correct. So in Jenkins, configure the location of Maven installation. In Jenkins, configure the location of Maven installation. See this one. Where is that installed? See, when you run MVN version, it tells you where is your Maven home or where is the Maven installed. One second, please. Let me get into that. OPT Maven. Let's do ls. So can you see bin? What is that bin? Commands. Feed into that bin. Do ls. What is this MVN there? That's a command we are using. MVN is a command we are using. Correct? So in our case, there is a path. So it's able to find this command in the path. It's able to run that. But for some reason, Jenkins is not able to find it. The only solution is in Jenkins, configure and tell where to find this command. What is the path of this? OPT Maven 3 bin. In your case, make sure where it is. So copy this, come back. Okay. So come back to Jenkins home now. Yeah. Jenkins home. So from there, manage Jenkins. Manage Jenkins. You can see this a global tool configuration. Configure tools, their locations, and automatic installers. There is an option to automatically install also for you. Let's say Maven is not installed, for example. From there, you can automatically install it. Just select and say install automatically. It does for you. One moment. So global tool configuration. JDK. If let's say Java C not found. If the Jenkins tells Java C not found, tell the location of that command. If your Jenkins says git not found, tell the location. Gradle and what is ours? Maven. Add Maven. So I don't want to automatically install because it is already there for me. I am unchecking that. Let me call it as, give some meaningful name. I am calling it as Maven 3. So where is that Maven home location? I should not give, this is the home location, right? From where I am getting this? I am getting this from the MVN version. When I do this, it's giving me the path, home location, Maven home. And save, that's all. Save. Right? No, but Maven is not mandatory. but for our job, right, Maven is required. No, right? We should do everything in this machine, correct? So why we are setting up this machine there? To do all those things, correct? This is a server where we are going to do all CI activities. That is step 1. Or that's how we tell the location of your Maven or location of JDK, Git, anything. Now, come back to your job. So come back to our shop. How to come back? Click this Jenkins uh, image. That's a home page. In the home page, which is our job there? This is our job. So open this. Click configure. Come back to the job and click configure. Come to build section. See this. Can you see Maven 3 here now? Why it's coming here? We already added a Maven with Maven 3. Correct? So select this one. Now I'm telling my job to choose Maven from this location. What is that? OPT/Maven 3. That's all. And save your job. Build now. See that? Success. It is success. How to check what happened? Console log, right? Now don't click this number, click this SPS symbol there. See this one. Finally we got build success. We also got our war. We are done with our task.